Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games back with another cool pinball repair video for you this evening. We have done an entire series on this United Blue Skies pinball machine. This is a pinball machine from 1948. It was the very year that they invented flippers on machines. So it's 75 years old as we film this, and we've been working through it, trying to figure out how everything works. We've got it playing pretty decent for what it is. We got a little bit of stuff left to do. We're going to do some cosmetic stuff in this video, and then we'll play a few games on it, and you can decide what you think about pinball in 1948. The first thing that I want to do with the cosmetics is take the back glass out. So this back glass is in pretty good shape. There's a little bit of problems, but like these ones up here don't even matter because they don't light up. We'll see more of it whenever we take it off, but the main part that is a problem is this, I don't even know what you call that, but it's like the thing on the dock where you tie up the boat to it, basically. That looks like it's got some chipping paint or flaking paint, and then that same color green, some of this is doing the same thing. So for whatever reason, everything held up pretty good except the green, and then the green on the 40 and the 600,000 held up just fine. Luckily, the women held up. Usually on these machines that I get in, I don't usually get one this old, but usually on the back glasses they'll have some nice line art like this, which is what your eye is drawn to whenever you look at it, and it'll be all screwed up, and the girls will look like they've got leprosy or something. But on this one, it all looks pretty good. So we got to get that thing out of there, though. We're going to clear coat it, and then I'm going to paint some of the missing paint back in so that it looks nicer. But it's already in pretty good shape. So the way you get the back glass out of a machine of this vintage is there are some screws up here that come off. And then I believe this whole piece here will come up, and we can slide that back glass out. So let me see if I can get that out of there. So it came right out. This is a very thick glass. So that's 1/4 inch. Very thick. And it's in pretty good shape, really. You can see all of the soot from it. I think that will clean up. Yeah, look how good that's going to clean up. Heck yeah. So like for instance this 9 here. That's going to come right off. So the soot just from the bulbs, what we'll do is we'll replace those bulbs with 47s instead of 44s, which will make them a little bit, not quite as bright. It's almost imperceptible, but it cuts the heat and everything down like 40%, so that'll help with that a little bit. And you can't put LEDs in this one. It's against the law to put LEDs in a 1948 built in Chicago Woodrail pinball machine. I can't believe you even thought about doing that. So I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, and then we're going to repaint some of this paint that has, in some places, flaked off, but in other places it looks like it's just worn off, where they removed the back glass and kind of hit it on something or whatever. Like, look at that up there. That's obviously damages from scraping it. So the back glass moves a little bit in there. It's rattling a little bit, so we'll have to put some, you put like some little rubber tape in there to make it where it has a cushion that it bounces against. But it's in pretty good shape. Like I said, it's mainly this part right here around the replay window with a couple other little spots. The only parts that are going to light up are the parts that you can see right now that are white. So if you look at that, pretty much all of the parts that light up, with minor exceptions, but pretty much all of the parts that light up, there's that green we were talking about, just a little bit. All of the parts that light up are in pretty nice shape, and will be even better once we get some of that soot off. But whenever you clean a back glass, not even anywhere near this old, you just have to be very careful so that you don't literally rub the paint off. And then once we paint the colors back in, since most of it is behind this mask, we'll put a little black paint over it, and that'll ensure that the lights don't ever shine through it anyway. So it'll make it look pretty good. We're also lucky that the part that is messed up, since it's like a barnacle covered post on the dock, it doesn't have to look perfect. If our matching color is a little off, it'll just look like it's supposed to be like that. So we're getting super lucky on this one. So let me clean it up a little bit, and then we're going to clear coat it so that none of the stuff that's flaking off right now, so that none of that will continue to flake off. And hopefully that clear will hold everything in place so that it doesn't get any worse than it is right now. All right, folks, I cleared up the back glass and I put some clear on it, and I'm letting it dry. So I'm going to show you the condition that the playfield is in, and then Joey's going to come in and clean it up. Basically, there's no wear really to note. There's a little bit. Again, it's 75 years old, so there's a little bit. But on these, the ball doesn't really roll fast or anything, you know. The only spots worth mentioning, well, there's like 4 things. One, there's a lot of dirt along the arch at the top, just because every ball shot goes along that. And then the flippers at some point were dragging. Well, they are no longer dragging. Let me show you. I don't know how they were ever dragging, but they must have been really loose at some point, and somebody fixed that. If you take one of our cards, it's not touching, right? Or it'd be pushing that card all over the place. I can't even make it touch the card. Same with this side. Like, I'm pushing down on it. So it's not dragging the paint anymore. That must have just been real loose at some point. So I'm going to touch that up, though. We're going to see if we can make that disappear. I don't know if I mentioned that yet on this video, but yeah, that's the flippers. They hadn't figured out yet to put them down here. It's pretty cool. Okay, and the other, so that's 1, 2, and this. The other thing is this. There is actually some artwork on the shooter lane here. That's pretty worn just from the ball rolling over it the whole time. And it's the same purple, actually, as the purple on the playfield. It's not black, it's purple. As a matter of fact, there's no black anywhere on the playfield. So they did this really cool, bright, beautiful look on this playfield with yellow, blue, white, red, and purple. So just 5 colors. They didn't even use black. Usually, you know, you want lines on things, but they didn't have to do that. They got away with using the purple. So there's not much wear to mess with. Now, all of these little bonus caps are all kind of dirty. At some point, someone put tape on them and taped them all on, because there's nothing to really hold them on. They'll just pop off, you know. Now, again, the ball doesn't really get moving enough to pop them off, but so I don't know. I don't really want to glue them on, because then you can't replace the light bulb. So I think what I'll do is just leave them on, explain it to the customer, and tell them if one of them ever pops off, they can bring the glass down and pop it back on. So we'll clean this up, and then after that we need to paint the playfield, paint the back glass, and then we're going to clean up these rails and the wood legs and the wood frame around the back box. So that's basically our cosmetic stuff that we have to do. That should clean up pretty good, though. Okay, folks, so this is how it ended up looking like after we cleaned it off a little bit. The most significant issue again is where the drag was from the flippers. The ball trail cleaned up pretty good. And then there is this thing in the shooter lane. So normally on these older machines, a lot of wear I'm not going to even touch up, but this one's pretty severe and it would be pretty easy to fix, so we're going to try that. So it should be super simple, hopefully, and I'm not going to overdo it. I'm just going to do light blue and purple, light blue and purple, and then I'm going to take the same purple and do over here. So we're going to make it easy peasy. The flippers are not dragging anymore. I don't know when they were dragging. In antiquity, they were dragging, apparently, Joe. Did you see him drag? I never saw him drag.
Never saw him. They were probably dragging before I was even born.
Probably. I mean, this thing's been around a long time. All the older viewers are going to hate us for this video. Just because you're 75 doesn't mean you're old. I'm just saying for a pinball machine, that's old, okay? All right, so we're going to touch up just a little bit of the paint, but like I said, we're not going to overdo it. We're just trying to hide some of the obvious damage. Alright folks, so if you've seen our channel a lot, you've seen this 1,000 times, but basically I have triple thicked the back glass. You paint it with triple thick clear, which is like a pottery glaze, and that will make it where the flaking paint sticks in place in the thick triple thick, which is called triple thick for a reason. And then it won't get any worse. It kind of arrests it in the situation that it is in at the moment. Okay, and then after you do that, it's just basically a big paint by numbers deal, right? So I have taken sour apple and mixed it with a little bit of Irish moss and came up with a green. Okay. So if you look, this thing has a ton of different colors on it. So I have repainted some of this stump here. And you notice my part is a little bit lighter than theirs, the original. But remember, we still have to put the black behind it, so that hopefully will darken it up a little bit. Maybe, maybe not, but it's pretty close regardless. And if you see the paint in the water, the green there, that's probably the same green that was up here. It's just this one had the black behind it to mask out the light so the light won't shine through it. But there's a whole bunch of different colors on this thing. This color here, I don't know what it is, but you see it looks like a third green. That was probably something else that's faded. Maybe it was well, it wasn't red, but I don't know. So there's just a bunch of different colors on this. At the time, I guess they were, maybe it was an orange. I don't see any orange on here. I don't know. There's a bunch of colors. Look at the 5. It's like a peach. And then the girls, they look a little yellow, or a little green, actually. Right? So it's probably had some colors fade over the years. But I'm just going to go through, mix up the colors that are missing, paint them back in. And the good thing is, if people don't like it down the road, they can just wipe it all off because I've cleared it first. So this is on top of the clear. So it could all be removed and you could get back to the worn paint. So you can see what's missing. I still got to paint that in. So it's all just mix the stuff up and make it the best you can. This is going to be a... Whoa. This is going to be a fairly easy one because of all of this that gets masked back black, right? So whenever the light shines through it, if it has to be translucent, you can see every little brush stroke. But whenever it's matted out, you can't see any of the brush strokes, so it makes it look a lot better. All right, so I'm going to keep messing with it and see what we get. Okay, folks, so you know, a masterpiece is never finished, only abandoned. So I have stopped. So I did the green, I did the purple, I did a little bit of black so far, but we still have to do the black mask. There was a lot more green over here. Now the areas that are translucent, if they just had a little bit like these, I left it because you'll see every little line if you try to paint that back in. It don't look right. It looks like somebody touched it up. If you leave it like this, then whenever people see it, it just looks old. If I were to repaint that, whenever people see it, they go, oh, look, some jerk off repainted it, right? So you're trying to hide that you did anything. Now, sometimes it's unavoidable, but don't overdo it. I painted the little rope that was missing back in, and then I painted in the blue sky that was missing because, you know, it is called blue skies. A little more purple up there. This stump was the main thing, though, you know. And so there was like a tan, which is also under the lady. And then there was one other. Oh, a little bit of white. And a little bit of red. Okay, so you can't completely tell yet because I haven't put the black on yet. But I think that came out looking pretty good. That's probably about how it looked originally. This I didn't get perfect. It's a little bit different, and the reason is because I figured out that is orange that has faded. Or maybe not. Maybe that's the orange. But it's faded a little bit. I had to re-ink in the circle of the 8. You can tell where I did it. Repainted in the purple. A lot of the black. A little bit of the red on the line here, where it says bonus points. Some of that. Where's the rope? Here's the rope. You can tell where I painted it because it's a little lighter, but it doesn't have the black behind it yet. The blue you can kind of tell, but again, we're lucky because there's like 3 different colors of blue just because of the way it's silked. So I think it's going to look really presentable. Alright, so I painted the black back on, basically just painting all of the areas that we had touched up with the paint. Just to make sure light doesn't shine through them. And I think it looks pretty good, but you know, we won't know until we put it back in the machine. So I'm going to let it dry a little bit and then we'll slide it back in there. Alright, so all we really did was clean the back of it and repaint in parts that don't light up. So, for instance, you can tell that I did that because it's a slightly different color, and you can see my lines aren't the same angle as theirs, right? And then the green, some of this green was flaked, right? So you can tell right there, I didn't get it quite right. But, like that blue there, I didn't do. That's original. And like I said, I left it where if the light shines through it and there's a little something like that, I just left it alone. Luckily all that was already nice. But all this down here, there was a whole bunch of this purple and black that was screwed up, so I was able to get it all back in. I think it looks pretty good. So, you know, your whole goal with this is, I think it's a lot brighter just because we cleaned the back of it. But your whole goal with this is you don't want people to obviously tell that you've touched it up. Did you forget about the little thing over here? Right. So if you didn't immediately think about that, that means it was pretty good and you didn't notice it. Right? So pretty much all of that was repainted. About half of it was painted and about half of it was there. So if you look close, you can tell. So that is pretty much original. And that is what I added in. You can see that the green is slightly off. It's a little bit too bright. And then I didn't get the red line there quite perfect. Right. Let's see if I can find a purple that I repainted. There was one up above everything. Yeah, right there. See, that's obviously not perfect. You can see a little bit of the red, you know, so it's not perfect, but from a distance and from a glance, most people are not even going to know that you messed with it. There were no other lights to put behind where it says blue skies or anything. That's just how it was designed. They hadn't got to the point where they put the lights along the text and all of that. So, but I think that looks pretty good. Let's see what it looks like in the dark. Looks fantastic. 1948 called. They wanted their Woodrail pinball machine back. I said, heck no, we're keeping it. I might have to delete this part. This isn't even funny. Looks great, I think, but it already looked pretty good. So, very cool. Well, I'm happy with that. I think that turned out nice. A very presentable back glass. Out of sight. Boy, it looks great, Joey.
Top of the line.
That's some good stuff there. I just noticed something. I'm looking at the one lit spots number. Look how 2 of them are crooked. We might have them in the wrong spot or something. We'll look into that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I probably do.
Yeah, that one's different.
That one.
Than that one. Maybe that
How's
one
it
is
gonna
supposed
work?
to be up there, and that one's supposed to be down there. You get the whole point, people. It's no big deal. They pop right off.
It's fine.
All right, Joe. Tell them what all we did to it.
We fixed it.
See, he didn't. He wasn't here when I started.
It was broke, and now it's fixed.
We painted the back glass,
Yeah, that's what we
parts
did.
of it, just little pieces, not much. It still looks, you know, pretty good. We painted the playfield. I touched it up a little bit. Can you tell? I don't think you can tell. Can you tell? Can you? I don't know, Joe. I think I did pretty good. You can tell on the shooter lane but it looks kind of like there's a little bit of wear, so I think it blends in pretty good.
We did that on purpose.
Yeah, that's it. The rest of it just cleaned up pretty good. Minor touch up around the flippers up there. Nothing major. It's got all the original bonus bumpers on it. You know, largely original. We printed new instructions. We didn't print them on white paper, just cheap paper. I mean, why we wouldn't do that? That's brown paper. It's different. Okay. Yeah, I think it looks fantastic. So then we took the original wood rails and legs, and we cleaned them with lacquer thinner. They originally were painted with lacquer, cleared with lacquer. And what happens is they just get filthy over the years. So if you clean them with lacquer thinner, it really cleans them up, but it also, depending on how hard you do it, takes off the lacquer. But once it does that, you can just paint the lacquer back on. So we gave it a fresh coat of lacquer. I think they look great. The legs are just awesome. Look at this. Look how cool this is. But one thing about them is they bow a little bit. So they're not perfectly straight. Sometimes you'll see one that's bowed slightly. And it's just, you know, it's 75 years old. So then we got out the level and we leveled the thing, and it's pretty level. So I'm going to set up the camera and we'll have Joe play it a little bit, because Joey's never played something from 75 years ago.
Probably not.
What do you think?
If I did, I don't remember.
So it was made in 1948, and this is 2023. So it's been 75 years, if my math's right. 52, 72, yeah, 75 years.
Carry the one.
Put this there. So very cool. I think it came out great. I mean, I think it looks like $1 million. So we'll play it a little bit and just see what kind of score Joe can rack up. Joe, you have to wear a business suit and a hat to play this, though, like they did back in 1948.
Alrighty.
So you're not dressed right for it.
Well, they're not going to know that because they're going to see. They're not going to see.
That's
so
true.
Let me go put my business suit on. I'll be back.
Yeah. Can they see the numbers?
They can see 1 through 10 down there.
There we go. That's what we wanted.
Slid it right by me. You only...
Did you hit it with the flapper?
Nope. You kind of only get one shot at it. Once it goes below them flippers, I mean, there ain't much else you can do.
I wonder if they had decided to call them flippers.
It takes a while to get used to because you kind of forget about the flippers up there a lot of the times. See how it shot it back up there? That's pretty cool.
Are you spotting the numbers?
Good buddy.
Well, you got all kinds of...
Did you see that? Set it right by me again.
What ball are you on?
ball. This is the ball 5. This is the last one. Extra special when lit. That's that.
2,790,000. That's pretty good, Joey. You were rolling it.
That's my best score yet.
Mm-hmm. It's better than my score.
See, you want us to do that. There ain't much you can do when it does that. Yeah, buddy. I didn't think I was going to get many points on that ball, but look at it go. I didn't even have to do anything. Ball 2. See, there's a... Look at that. Look at that skill.
It's got nice action. I like how it scores the points. Don't forget the flappers.
Last one. Go on. Get over there. That's that. It's from 1948, people. What do you expect?
2,580,000. That's pretty good. You didn't get all of the little numbers there. Here, let me try. I'm gonna try. I think I might be able to get all the little numbers.
All right.
If I hit the button, it'll do different than when Joey hit the button.
He hits the button better than I hit the button.
Now, when you reset it or start it, it's really loud, but that's how it's designed. I did a whole thing about that. If you didn't see the previous videos, you have missed so much. You've made a huge mistake. You should go back. Oh, it went right by me. You know, once it gets past them flippers, you can't flip it anymore.
Not as easy as you thought, huh?
This is what I've learned. Oh, it went around on the other side that time. Get back up there. You can't hit them when it's down here with the flippers up there.
Ball 3.
Look, I've spotted one of the lights, though. Little skill shot action for you. I flipped too early. Get in there. Get in there. It's your home. There it went. Okay.
Ball 4.
This is the beginning of ball 4.
Don't blink. Yeah, it kept doing that on me, too.
There it went. Okay. This is my final ball. Skill shot. Missed it. Ooh. Ooh. It went around. Look, I'm just getting started. Joey cheated because he played more than once. Look at that. Well, they can't see it, but the balls are stacked on top of each other.
He took all that smack, and he couldn't even get 2 million. I got almost 3 million.
I think
on mine.
Mine's 5,570,000. That's pretty
a long
good.
way away from 2 million.
That's pretty good. All right, we're gonna try one more. Right in the middle. Nope. Boom. Boom. Spot that number. Give me them points. Oh, yeah. It's down low. You can't hit it with the flippers when it's down low. Now what, Joey?
That was just...
Oh, how to turn tables.
I think what happened was something was broke. It got stuck.
I think you're better off if you hit it with the, if you, ooh, I got some action going with them flippers.
Yep.
Them flappers are really doing me a number. Oh, it went by me. Collected that bonus, didn't I? Yeah!
Well, he's racking it up now.
I'm beating up the banks.
He's got 3,500,000.
I'm gonna show these people how it's done. The flappers are kind of cool. I like it. Oh, I see what's going on. I'm getting the bonus, which is like 400,000.
Yeah,
That's why it's taking longer.
That probably carried over from when I was playing.
No, I don't think so. Yours
Nah,
was
I
dead.
think it was.
Joey's was down low.
Nah.
Well, that's all we got, people. 5,160,000 points.
You know everybody wants to see this. They want to see you load a bunch of balls in
Wait a
there.
minute. I got the battery's dying.
Oh.
We'll come back.
Alrighty, the battery's charged. We're going to see if we can get the multi-ball going.
Here we go.
You ready?
Flip it.
There's too much action on this one.
Here's more balls. Balls are popping.
I missed that one.
Is that all 5?
That's all 5. Didn't
Yeah,
even
that's
get.
not the way to do it. You only got 800.
Yeah, I didn't even get a million, so don't do that, people.
Don't do that, people.
If you're
It's a
ever
waste.
somewhere and you see a blue skies from 1948, whatever you do, don't do the multi-ball.
Your nickel will be gone immediately.
Bad idea. Well, now we know. They wanted to know, Ronnie. I know what the people want.
The people in the pool hall, the pinball hall back in the day were probably saying, "Look at this fool over there wasting his whole nickel.
Yep.
Penny a ball, and he just shoots them out all over the place."
Yep. Well, that's that.
Finished it up. It's good to go.
I like it. I think it came out pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's the oldest one we've done, really. We did one from the 50s, about a 56 or something like that.
From being from 1948, I think it's in dang good shape.
Mm-hmm.
And it plays a lot better than I thought it would.
Mm-hmm. This is right up my alley. I like this vintage. I like old stuff. This goes along with my old radios I've got.
Mm-hmm.
The clocks are much older than this, but there's a lot of old radios from the 40s that are pretty cool.
And we're not even trying to sell it to you.
It's already sold.
Because we've already sold it. So you have to believe us now.
I know. Why would we lie?
We would never lie to make you buy.
Exactly.
Speaking of buying, if you'd like to buy anything on Amazon, make sure you use our link below the video in the description. You have to hit the More button and then click the USA link if you're in USA. And anything you buy on there after you click the link, it'll give us a percentage for sending you to Amazon. So that's nice. It adds up at the end of the month.
Yes, it does.
We like it.
Joey uses it to buy Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah, Diet Mountain Dew, Diet Coke, anything that I would like to buy
Yep.
on Amazon.
Yep.
But anyway, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. And don't forget to check out our brother's channel, my brother Donnie. It's not video game or pinball related though. It's just all kinds of stuff. Trailer repair, truck repair, He's got a farm with goats and cows and donkeys and all that stuff. But anyway, we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one.